Hey, journeyman, journeywomen, this is the Hero Journey with Dr. D here to encourage, to motivate, and to inspire, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. If you find any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help you so we can help others by building, climbing with me, so and encourage me because when you do this, what you do is you help me help us build something today. Now, hey, this is just a side note. This is impromptu live that I'm putting out because I think it was an interesting topic that I wanted to share with you all. I was looking through some information pertaining to of course Prime and the illustrious Colorado Buffaloes and the thing that's being done at this current time. And I did notice that there have been some comments by this reporter named Jason Whitlock. Whitlock, yes, yes. Jason Whitlock as his reporter, and he actually has some things to say about Coach Prime, and he's been talking about Coach Prime in the past, but currently he's been saying something about his children. His children. Now, there's a couple of things that you don't um, cross over into when you're addressing individual pertaining to your disagreement, your dislikes, or things that you just straight out don't approve of within their profession, within their lifestyle, especially when you're not part of the family. You don't talk about the mother, and you don't talk about their children. However, it is interesting because I have titled this video "The Fruit Inspector." And I'm gonna let you all take a look at what Mr. Whitlock has said, and then I'm gonna comment on it. And then if you are in the feed, go ahead and put a comment down, and I'll respond to it. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna put this thing up right now so y'all can see what I see. Okay. Do- All right.
Attitude, that arrogance, that privilege, that entitlement looks just like Christian Leitner. And so I'm a fruit inspector looking at Dion's fruit. I'm looking at Shiloh contradicting his father and throwing gas on a beef that could spin out of control, could. And I'm looking at Shador, Dion's other fruit, with an arrogance and an entitlement and a privilege that's pretty hard to ignore. And then even if you took the time to go to Deion Sanders Jr., if you took the time and go look at his social media feed and all the different things he tweets out, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And so when you hear me questioning, like, hey, what are the values being promoted here? What's being reinforced? What's being instilled in these young people?
So you heard what Jason Whitlock had to say there. This man said a lot of things that.
All right. Now you heard that, and I just showed that clip because I thought it was interesting. And you heard a lot like what the gentleman just stated. Gentleman that I received information from. He said that there's a lot of things that he disagrees with Jason Whitlock, and I did a little research myself, and what I did see for a person that's saying that a fruit inspector, that means you would think that they have little knowledge or have little hands-on uh, application in the process of making fruit. But it, but Jason has no kids. He has no children. He's not married. I'm not saying is anything wrong with not being married. I'm saying, but when you want to speak about another man's child, It's generally a good idea. Other men, children, it's a good idea to kind of have inside track. It'll help. Now, it's not necessarily everybody's case. Some people are excellent researchers, but you're going to talk about you are the fruit inspector. You're inspecting the fruit of the attitudes of Shiloh and Shanda. You saying that the quarterback has such arrogance about his his performance and his abilities. But isn't it true that arrogance can be often mistaken? Confidence can be often mistaken as arrogance, especially if you put the work in. See, so often you have individuals who are who are seeing that they're arrogant, but you don't see the time and the investment that they put into the craft. And their confidence can't be easily shown as arrogance. They may just be overly confident, and it's a way to keep themselves going and propelling um, their work efforts off the court, off the field, out of the ring, into the ring. So it's maybe a way they pump themselves up. So why do we call people who are competent arrogant? And and then you talk about Shiloh. He's a young man, and one of his teammates was hurt. I play ball. I do understand the brotherhood, the camaraderie, and wanting to defend the man to the left or the man to the right of you. Now, now the individual that get hurt, um, he's all right with what he stated. That he's all right on his YouTube, on his Instagram. He said that's part of the game, and he did get smacked because somebody cracked on him on his Instagram. So you sure got smacked. He said, "Yes, I did. I got smacked, but it's part of the game. It's part of the game. He's getting back up." See, the thing is, if you fall down, can you get back up and can you move on? And you can you move on without begrudging on the individual who is doing his job or may have did some things illegally or did things that are kind of winked at in the game, even though they are accepted, they're not legal. Even though they're allowed, and like they're not necessary. In the mind of the individual is doing it, maybe it's necessary to instill a certain type of message at the risk of even taking the penalty. Doesn't it doesn't it doesn't give approval. It's not me giving approval to the action, but it's just part of the game. It doesn't warrant any type of action on anybody outside of the game or even inside of the game. Because when the game is over, the game is over. The game is over. However, but the question at hand: why would this individual, or Jason Whitlock, why would he come after uh, Coach Prime's son? Why would he address and say he's arrogant and pretty much stating that Shaw was just violent and Coach Prime was covering up for him? Go figure. Now, I just want to share that with you all. If we have any comments about this, put the comments down below, and we have a discussion about put the comments down below, and we'll talk about it at a later time. I just want to share about the fruit inspector. Really, fruit inspector. You know, if I'm a inspect fruit, it would do me it would do somebody real good to know how to plant them, or even have in the past planted some fruit and not receive the good outcome. Because even when you plant something and you don't get the best fruit, you still know what you've done correctly or incorrectly to get the product of your labor. Anybody can stand outside of the garden and supervise But when you get in the garden and you know how the process is, you know what it means to till the soil. You know what it means to water the soil. You know what it means to fertilize the soil, and you know what it means to watch the soil. So if you're not the person who's watching the soil grow, who's tending to the soil of the fruit, who's watering the fruit, how in the world can you expect it? I'm just saying. Any comments down below? Please leave a comment down below, and remember this if you don't remember anything else. Every day you get a vertical, make it your goal in life to always move forward and never move back, because life is just too short to live looking in the rear view mirror. Be the fruit more so than the inspector. Be encouraged. This is Hero's Journey with Dr. D, and we are out.